Hello and welcome to my channel. Well, 2 days ago, Eric was live on Catfish Corners, uh, and a bunch of room raiders came in, and while he was live, this is the second time it's happened. Eric was much more prepared this time, in case they showed up again. But in the process, he explained a bunch of what he's talking about during the room raid so that people for the benefit of the new room raiders so that they can have their eyes opened about what's going on and about many subjects. So I'm going to record the last 44 minutes of the live stream. The live stream went over 2 hours beyond this, but YouTube cut out the last 2 to 3 hours of his stream because it was 15 hours long and now it's only 12. 11 hours and 54 minutes and 59 seconds to be exact. So, unfortunately, YouTube cut out the rest of his explanations in here, but there's still a good 40 minutes of good data here. For those that are kind of looking to piece things together, see it all in one video, or catch it in one video, this is one of them where you can get a big chunk of it at least. All right. Uh, Like I said, this is Eric Briggs talking on his Catfish Corners channel during a room raid.
Here on my channel, and I've had about 10,000 new people this week. It's been a busy week, so I made this for them. Hi, new people. After you watch that, I would actually listen to my instructions because you can walk through the whole process of what happened and how we came to here today. Um, and the stuff we've learned. Um, Go to the first video I made on that page, the oldest one, and work your way back. I'm a bit of a dick. Uh, One, about this channel, it's cool you're here. I love it. But this channel has parameters, and my wrenches are trained to sniff you out, and it's not hard because of the information we've learned. You have to understand at least the basics of this shit before you're allowed on this channel. Because this is where I work, and we've discovered some amazing shit. For example, the 1748 hertz come through your biology. Remember, I covered the magnets at 1740, everything from atomic to galactic, including the magnets in your chest, 1748 hertz, and it shows in your biology when you get goosebumps because you're having fucking oscillations at 1748 hertz when you're fucking electromagnetic. Individual fingerprint is running through your fucking body. It shows up in your biology too. I had to look this shit up because it was amazing what I was seeing. And they had this little plate in the middle, and I couldn't even figure out what the fuck it was. And this other friend of mine, homebrewed, he brings this plate to me, and he's like, "Look," and I was like, "Oh my god, it's one of those." So I was trying to do the math. I was trying to break it down. I was like, "What are they trying to show me with this?" It was way more simple than I thought. The fucking metal plate vibrating at 1748 fucking hertz is what they had in the fucking very center of this amazing shit that I'm reading. I'm like, oh my god, what? So it took me another 6 months before I pieced all these little pieces at 1748 hertz human biology, because we saw the pattern in every magnet. In the hieroglyph and Paramount fucking Pictures, the end of the videos where that world is with the fucking little pattern on the inside, that's 1748 hertz full toric field. That's exactly what. That's omnipresence. Every atom. Every magnet under fucking millimeter of water exhibits that pattern. It's like, and you do too. I'm all like, fuck. All of a sudden now we got perpetual engines that just oscillate in your magnet, configuring them properly. Now we got fucking, the Dendera box. Everybody knows about it. I didn't know about Dendera box. I do now. I know how to make that motherfucker work. Ain't nothing about it. We had the wrong configuration between magnets and copper to make an eternal, forever, out of the magnetic field, electric flow with no moving parts. You just fucking stack them right. That's it. Boom. Juice. You're lighting bulbs. We've still got a lot of questions. That's what we do here, though. We walk through that because the research, for example, comes through, and the people that I allow over here, you should read hieroglyphs first. That's your prerequisite. And trust me, it's not that hard anymore. Very fucking easy. But at that point, then you're allowed over here because what we're doing is we're talking about all these finds, and then people come in, they're like, and we're talking, and then all of a sudden, her medical come back and be like, "Guess what I found? What'd you find?" When you get goosebumps a lot and you're emitting that 1748 hertz electromagnetic fucking energy coming through you, you're creating stem cells. Medical studies. That's the kind of shit we look at. Medical studies and shit. We're looking everywhere, not on YouTube for this information. Because it was written brilliantly on the walls in a never-changing fucking language. And Ra, with that conical hat and the dingly cobra, that is the electromagnetic signature of a blue spectrum, ultraviolet, black light sun. Did you hear a whole bunch of black sun, blue, and all those names you've heard about globally in the very description of the fucking sun? It's a black light. Of course you can't see it. It's that blue glow coming out over the fucking, that looks almost like sky when the fucking, you're not imagining shit. You know the double rainbows? How do you get double rainbows out of one fucking prism and one sun? Especially when one of those rainbows is not red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. That's a different color spectrum. It's physics, folks. We're being inundated by 3 fucking suns right now, and I saw their fucking signatures, and I recognized what we were writing to ourselves. The story's simple as that. So if you want to know what you can do about it, stewards, and how you can protect all of life on Earth, you got to bring your magnet to the right frequency. Funny, about the time I found out that we have a magnet here, I also found out that we actually have more neuroganglia mass in our torso than we do our brain pan. And we've been trained very fucking stringently not to use it. And it's a hard thing to do. Welcome to preschool, because I'm learning to talk again. Oh, and do not waste your fucking time looking for any donate options on my fucking channel. They ain't there. This is information you fucking need. You know what my donate is? When you open your neighbors and your loved ones' eyes. And we get this fucking world changing. Creators paying soul bucks for every eye opened. I get residuals. See how that works? I'm gonna be a rich motherfucker. I don't give a fuck about your donations. I just want you to fucking learn this shit and know the truth that we need. We had at one point. We had it. And not a, and it's like I said, it's not just me sitting here. I'll take a piece of it and I'll be like, look at this, and then here we go, and I will prove it. It ain't my words. You're going to look at in those first 300 videos. I'll show you how to make working models so you know the shadow on this ball doesn't spin when I spin the ball. That's the depth light shadow science you're going to have to delve into. You're not going to need a calculator. You if you go and do your homework and look up the terms you don't understand, because I've had to look them up. I put tens of thousands of hours into 300 videos. The last 100, you're wasting your time because it's just me talking like we talk over here. But these folks can read hieroglyphs. Yes, we're all vibration and magnet, and it's amazing. Yeah, we're actually physical. We're not in a matrix. There's a whole fucking design, and it's brilliant. It's fucking amazing. Our creator is so much more amazing than anything that I've ever read ever. And that's because most everything you read came from one source, whether it looks like it or not. It's like, how does 180 nations go into lockdown over the common cold virus? The same 180 nations get their money printed from the Crown Vatican DC Corporation. The ones that ran both sides of World War I and II and made Balfour Declaration happen, they also wrote that script and told us that Israel would be occupied by Jews that are not Jews. Well, how do you get the Zionists into fucking Palestine? The ones that were actually in charge of the fucking Hebrew people. The ZI half of the fucking Nazi party, while everybody's looking to South America for the Nazis. They were and they're still waving flags and cheering for it. While the Hebrew people that are left and that were originally in Palestine living in peace with Palestinians sit there with their beards and their hats and they protest Zionism. And everybody makes fun of them. That was scripted. And they worked both sides of the fucking wars to make that happen. How did they call out the sign in fucking Revelations fucking 12:12, whatever it was, 7:12, whatever? Because it tells us in Bible canon, you know, the original books, that the original dark-haired people of Sumer actually had the star alignments for the returns of these systems from the beginning of time to the end of time. Why do you think it showed up in the fucking script? To make it look good and to fucking tell themselves something. It didn't mean anything to you. You just knew it happened. Good look. Right? Now you know. That's how 180 nations, because the New World Order's been established for a long fucking time. They just gave India back. They just gave Hong Kong back. Everybody thinks we're in fucking fighting with China. Are you kidding me? They get the money printed from the same fucking corporation. Anybody ever hear the term controlled opposition? Did you know there's Chinese troops already here waiting for you? That's one of the reasons I stepped down as the sitting senator's top investigator. I found out they've already sold you out. And I couldn't. They offered me a bunker. First thought to my head is, yeah, shit goes downhill. I'm food. Fuck off. I worked with these motherfuckers. I know how they are. So I'm just giving you what we found. It started out in absolute desperation, but I mean, Fuck, there is no fear once you know. And without the knowledge, my people will surely die. So I'm an asshole. If you ask me too many questions, I'll crack you on the knuckles with the ruler and block you. Just get that out right here, right now. And that doesn't block you from seeing anything. That just means that you're going to type to yourself. But that gives you extra time to learn, right? You have to know this shit. You can't believe me. You can't believe me. I won't have a believer. I won't accept a believer. I'll block a believer. And these people see me do it. I won't have it. You go do your fucking homework and learn this shit. This is shit that we deserve to have. Humanity needs to do this. We can be good to each other. And we'd better. A lot of people like to talk about my F words, my F bombs. I gotta tell you something. At least I'm not lying to you. And I'm not a very big fan of the fucking spoken word because that's not our language. We discovered that one too. And it's why your dog waits for you at your door. Instantaneous action at a distance. They feel your magnet too because they got one. They still speak our old language. It's only us that don't. Well, I believe. Look, I believe if you're having that problem, you need to go read Bible canon. Ask your preacher what Bible canon is. He knows. He's going to tell you what it is, expecting you not to go look for it. But if you read it, you're going to find out who Jesus is. Yeah, he existed, and he tried to help humanity, but that wasn't his name. That wasn't his name 4 fucking names ago, at least, actually. And it wasn't Yahshua either. You're no less, you are no less the son of creation and the creator than Jesus was. And that was his message. And he's telling you the exact same thing I'm telling you. If you bring your magnet to a meekness, to creator and first creation, you will inherit earth's entire strength and be the steward and protect all of life with your shield, just like Mother Earth. It's physics. It's not bunhead shit. It's electromagnetic physics, and you have one in your fucking chest. That is what Jesus was telling you. And like I said, his name wasn't Jesus. He was giving you the secret to salvation. You fucking bet, but they twisted it. I proved it in physics. I proved omnipresence of our creator in physics. They say science doesn't work with God. They haven't seen science. They haven't seen the right science. It's magnetic. It's electromagnetic, period. Everybody's been looking elsewhere. And that's exactly where it is. Of course, creator's in every atom in existence. I didn't believe in creator 2 years ago. I know now. I have no faith. I have no belief. I know. I've spoken to creator directly. I've spoken to the planet directly with our old language. And I've taught people how to do it, and they're doing it too. It's human nature. And we have been trained to be poodles. As simple as that. And if you can get over all of the programming, including Jesus, hold Creator, hold his teachings, learn who he was, go to the canon. Why would you read somebody's report on something when you can actually look at the something? That's my whole reasoning there. And you're going to get a totally different, but you'll get it. I'll give you an example. I'm going to read what it said. Q, it wouldn't surprise, but look, in your constitution, you're guaranteed the right that every 4 years the states will converge and elect a third party to elect your president and vice president. It's a fucking scam. It's right in your constitution. That's why I can't believe I was sending senators, top investigator. I've never understood the whole presidential election and the people that participate in it, because it says guarantees you the right. You have zero fucking voice in the matter of those two offices. They're appointed. See, this is stuff that I've brought out in contract and shown you since the beginning. Treaty of Ghent, 1814, signed in Ghent, Sweden, began the downfall. We were free for 36 years. We incorporated officially in 1871. Every president since then has been appointed. All of them are from the same fucking family. Yeah, Trump's uncle fucking is the person, the actual fucking person that confiscated Tesla's trunks. All that Tesla information, that's not Tesla information. That's what they fucking want you to think is Tesla information. You think they really released that shit? No. I think Tesla was onto what we found, personally. If Tesla was half as smart as he thinks he is, because I'm not half as smart as he was. I'm not going to ever claim to be. Creator gave me this. Creator fucking led me down this path to say, you know what? We got to get back to fucking original design. It wasn't Creator we scared in the fucking. Let me ask. All right, if you can actually inherit the entire Earth's magnetic field, you have the power in your body to do amazing. But you can't attain the power without a meekness to the Creator and Mother in your heart, and you can't fake that because it comes from your heart. It's pure intent. These are fail safes that I'm getting to. If you had a beef with the Creator, could you get your strength? No. How did we scare the Creator in that context? Because it's physics that's telling me we've been lied the fuck to. And it wasn't no mud baked brick gizrat or ziggurat that we were building that scared the Creator. Look around. There's bigger buildings that could scare some fucking people if we were slinging those around with the power of our planet in our fucking chest, couldn't it? And I've got working models for it that show exactly how planets orbit. It's not gravity. Same method for fucking moving pyramid blocks applies perfectly. I'm telling you, we've figured out questions you didn't even know there was answers for, or answers that I didn't even know there was fucking questions for. Because he gave us the truth that I just gave you. Except he didn't have the information that we have, because the body of Christ, that's you, is going to do greater works. Those who come next. Guess who you are? You ready? This shit's getting cleansed. And creator need. See, you know how you breathe plant farts to stay alive? It's very much the same symbiotic relationship with your electromagnetic fucking energies in the planet. Imagine that. That's why your Schumann frequency is your 7.83 fucking alpha wave. Guess what happens when the Schumann frequency goes away? Because do you know what Schumann frequency is? It's very biologic, and it's not a coincidence that it's your alpha wave because you were born and developed inside the frequency. It's gonna be in your biology. We know why the pineal gland is shaped like Ra now, because we were originally from that sun. We got trapped in a void when this planet called Tiamat exploded and created the asteroid belt. It says Earth was trapped in the void that captured. Boom. Therefore, you're going to shit yourself when I say the next words. Earth was separated from heaven. Heaven was separated from Earth because heaven, the planet that kingships and priesthoods were handed down from, rides on another sun. This one is a lower energy and a reverse polarity. We went boop, and started flipping the other way. Caused the Cretaceous boundary. And if you look at the Cretaceous boundary, what happened? Molecules were big. Elephants were big. Molecules are small. Elephants are small. There were giants. Now we're teeny. More energy, more mass. We were on a different sun. That's why your peanut, it's not a fucking third eye gonna fucking ascend you. But the question has been answered. Why is it UV sensitive? Because we were born on a fucking, we were designed rather on a UV sun. That's why. It's in your physics, your physical being. Your makeup screams, oh my God, we're on the wrong sun. Guess what we're doing this time? Because it only happens every 100 and some thousand years. All three suns come together. Every few hundred or few thousand, one of them will come back. And that pieces together what happened in the dark ages, et cetera, et cetera. But for all three of them to come back at once, that's a special coming together. One sun sings a fucking frequency. All of a sudden, we've got a chord in a frequency fucking universe. Yay. Yeah, we're going to see some fucking veils drop. We're going to see some amazing things. And this is not a time to be scared, actually. This is why we were created, to be the difference, to be the extra shields, to help all life on Earth. Now the Bible words start really making sense. That's what Jesus was trying to tell you, man. And they twisted that shit. I'm telling you. We know now. And we know who Jesus was. No fear. Absolutely no fear. Not once you have knowledge of who Creator is. I mean, like, for God's sake. Belief and fear, or belief and faith, honestly, they instill fear deep into a fucking heart. And they even preach fear God. Let me tell you something. You're not going to fear our Creator. Our Creator is beautiful, so is creation. Creation is so vast, so amazing. Unbelievable. Yeah, well, you can't choose your family. Well, you can agree with me, but you're not allowed to believe me. I'm giving you stuff that you'll see in the first 300 videos. I'm going to point out stuff that you're going to want to go look at to verify for yourself. I'm not going to give you obscure shit. It's fucking easily found, easily discovered. It includes your fucking moon, and we'll get to that right now. Normally, you used to rise wax and set wax. Not anymore. It's rising actually like a little grin, and then it kind of rolls 180 degrees and sets like a little frown. That is a wax to wane, confused north or south hemisphere view, confounded. I had watched the fucking moon do that, freaked me out. I had read the book so many times, different versions of the book. I went to the Quran, I went back to the Bible. I was looking for God for years, and I gave up. But it was burned in my fucking head. I didn't correlate it. I did not correlate it. But what it did for me, I wanted to get online because Fox News wasn't telling me what's going on. And I thought I'd already pieced it together. Because I'm pretty quick like that. I'm a magnetically trained individual from the US Navy, like I said earlier. I noticed that one pole storm that was dragging us through space all of a sudden turned into two, and they were calling it a polar vortex. And my moon started flipping at the same time. And I was like, looks like we have another sun coming into the system. This was in October. You're going to shit yourself. 2010. Yeah, it's been doing that for 10 years now. Bible canon also tells us, and I'm going to get to Isaiah 24:23, and when I realized, oh my God, who were they trying to help when they wrote that fucking book? Because I went to Bible canon. That was one of the first things I looked at. Because I had always read the Bible, I'd read the Quran, and I went back to the Bible because they're about the same book. Then I learned that fucking Rome actually produces both of them. So fucking hackles started going up. I cut off God personally. I was I was just going to be the best person I could and deal with it when I got there. Period. I'd come to that decision after fucking I was 40 fucking years old. I didn't hate God. I just didn't want God to be that guy I was reading about in the book. And I couldn't believe it. So I went to Bible canon, the original books of the Bible, and I read them, and I shit myself. Because the correlating verse that I can correspond with fucking Isaiah 24:23 reads like this. When Nibiru and the sun, and it includes the sun, all these Nibiru fucking, it travels with the sun. When Nibiru and the sun get near Earth, it makes the axis tilt, beginning tribulations on Earth, and it makes the sky roll. And I'm all like, are you fucking kidding me? They turned it into an obscure fucking so-called prophecy to hide the truth from us. Our axis shifted because we used to go like this, and the moon like this around us. See, spin this fucking ball. Does the shadow move? Oh no! And I know they ain't no super glue to make the shadow stick to the moon. So period. This is what we're looking at all globally, and you'll have to watch this yourself because it sounds crazy. You're already like, oh man, this guy's nuts. I swear to God, man, the moon's doing a fucking cartwheel every night and has for 10 years. Well, we also find out that tribulations last about 10 years, 10 years, 5 months. Welcome to the quickening, folks. That's where you're at today. That's why everything's starting to look crazy. You're in the quickening. They wrote this script. We got to break the cycle. And I got a great big fat ugly feeling that it's going to get broken with or without me, with or without you, because this is what it looks like when creators had enough. And he wrote about this shit centuries ago, or he didn't. These people did centuries ago because they tell in their Q&A form about how the creator of all is haunting them in the dreams, telling them they need to give Earth back to the people. And they mentioned that mark in the Hopi and the fucking stupid fucker waking up and reading our ancient language that they couldn't even read themselves. And they tell us that. That's how I know we're teaching 33rd degree Masons shit they've never known on that channel. Yeah, nothing can stop what's coming. For God's sake, it's his sons, big sons. See, Q, I'm gonna tell you, give you a big fat warning. The red and blue division's gonna kill you. Leave it at the door. We don't talk about Q. We might make fun of them and the Qites and the MAGAs and the blue people, all of them. They're all the same. I'm talking about John Q. Public. I'm a sitting senator's ex-top investigator. You're not going to tell me anything about politics I don't know. Get that one through your head. Because, I mean, look, you're getting me red-faced. I'm that short fuse. We have solved the riddles of creation. Fucking leave Q at the door. It's a grassy knoll. Do you want to know who killed Kennedy? I show you. And once you see it, you'll be like, I was such a fucking fool. Because I was looking at a grassy knoll the whole fucking time right in front of my fucking face for 60 fucking years. I was looking at the trigger puller and I never saw it. I never saw the puff of smoke. I never saw the flashbang, the recoil of her fucking hand. And they made a fucking national hero out of the fucking cunt. She put it in his head. It wasn't the driver. It wasn't the guy in the grassy knoll. It was the Jesuit priest's daughter that was sitting next to the fucking president that put the fucking bullet through his fucking skull that you watch happen that didn't even show up on the reports ever. But you watch a skull fall apart because I'm pointing at it instead of the grassy knoll or the governor or the driver or any of them. It was her. The first shot came from behind the car, hit him in the neck. She scoots over, grabs him, pops him, throws the gun behind the fucking seat, and climbs out on the fucking trunk. Period. You see the puff of blue smoke come through his skull and trail behind the car because I'll stop the fucking thing and show you these things that you missed. What you do when you're a proper investigator, you start at the wound and work backwards. Jackie O murdered Kennedy. Do I give a fuck about Jackie O? Do I give a fuck about who killed Kennedy? No. The only reason I'm telling you is because I'm telling you how fucking powerful misdirection is, and I'm going to point you at something you can see. Always. I will not accept belief. I promise you, those first fucking 300 videos are going to change your life. They did mine. I thought we lived on a dead rock and there was no God. Less than 2 years ago. Yeah, about 2 years ago. Less than 2 years. I've only been at this about 2 years with the reading of the hieroglyphs and shit. Took me about 2 years to prove everything I was reading on those walls, because I couldn't just come out and be like, oh, look, I'm reading this and this is what it says. It's not acceptable to somebody like myself. I'm too pragmatic. I got to see it. I couldn't believe it until I saw it. I had to prove it. I didn't have a choice in any of this, just because of the way I am. And I'm telling you, I've come to the conclusion that I agreed with Creator before I ever zipped on the fucking skin suit to do this. So let's do it. Things are changing for the better, and you can be part of it. We've got it now. Even without the free sun system, we could change the world for so much the better right now. We don't have to use fuel anymore. We know how to make the golden bee planes work. I've got working models that work. Boom, gone. It's fucking exciting. I promise you that. RAMAPPED in your search term. Here's the one I made yesterday for my new people. That's kind of a compilation. It's fast paced. Don't believe me. I'm just enticing you. This is what we got. And I'm showing you pictures. It's a lot better than my words, but please do yourself a favor, because I'll just block you if you bother me. Go to the first videos first, the oldest. After you watch this, go do as I tell you to do. And it ain't that I'm telling you to do. I'm just giving you the best instructions I've got. That's all it is. And if you don't, then obviously you don't want the information. You just want my words and my socialization. And I'm not here to be your friend. Well, here, once you learn how to read hieroglyphs, you can come over here and then we can be friends. Everybody here is friends. I love talking to everybody. I love everybody here. We always have so much fucking fun here, laughing and learning and all. We've been on here 11 hours and 56 minutes, and every one of our sides are fucking sore from fucking laughing so much. For God's sake, I don't even remember what minute mark, but I was sitting here, I hit my bowl, I got some real good hash, and I blew a snot bubble. All right, you ready for that? I blew a snot bubble, and I jumped up real quick. I wasn't thinking, and I still had the hash hit in. Yeah, and what do you do if you want a head rush? You stand up real fast and you hit your shit and you fucking let out your fuck. And I did, and I was already over there by the time I got my head rush. I was like, oh shit. And I noticed my horizon was over here, and I'm like, uh-oh. So you can actually watch an old man try to fall down here, me, because I'm King Fucktard, and y'all little fucktards. So don't get excited when I call you a fucktard. Some people think they're special. They get all upset. Angry. That's me. I'm glad y'all came. I really am, because man, this is just what it looks like. It's amazing from here on out. You're gonna find out all that dizzy and the seasick and the headaches you've gotten and the earrings. You don't have tinnitus. You'll find out how to fix that. Morning, cat. How you doing? You'll figure out how to fix that. And it's with this. It's with this. That's your first baby step. Make yourself feel better, because physics. You ready for this? Here's a physics lesson. Pay attention. Schumann frequency. We have a magnetosphere and an ionosphere. The Schumann lives here. It's a trapped frequency, 7.83 hertz, alpha wave in your brain. we've already covered because that's where we were developed in that energy and biologically. Sure, we should have signatures of the planet if it has a steady energy and shit. Well, magnets, when they need to strengthen, because that's a relaxed magnet. Oh, she's all relaxed and flowing, right? Magnets, when they start closing field lines and pushing other magnets away, some misinformation channels might want you to think that the magnet's weakening. Well, that's actually the magnetic field getting much stronger. One of those closed field lines, boop, boop, push, and we're seeing a lot of them now. We're pushing hard. Um, One closed field line is worth all those little fucking tindly pole lines in strength. She's way stronger. So don't let them fear you. Learn physics and magnetics and the so what's going to happen to the Schumann frequency? It's going to spike and then it's going to go away. There will be no Schumann frequency. And there has been at points where there's no Schumann frequency. So when the Schumann frequency goes away, what are you hearing then? 1748 hertz. You're hearing her magnet. Really high pitched fucking, it's not tinnitus. It's not tinnitus. It's physics. It's actually affecting you. Now, long term, what did Professor Schumann, the one that this is actually named after, I know, imagine that. What did he discover when he dug a bunker, insulated it, and kept his young students, because couldn't do this with old people, away from that Schumann frequency? Yeah, that's right. They became sick and got sicker, and they went insane and death. Sound familiar? The days of feckin' madness and blah, 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 blah. Where there's physics behind that in their little script that I just told you about. Here's how you counter that. And I've been sending people right here to YouTube, go find yourself a fucking Schumann frequency generator when you're feeling.
And that's where YouTube cut off his video after processing. So his stream continued for another 2.5, 3 hours, but when it processed, and there was only 12 hours there, so we don't know what happened to it. I've looked at his dashboard, and there's nothing there about it, except for the usual copyright notifications because of his music, but he's not worried about those at all. So, I guess to get the answer, you can. I have a video on how to tell if you're affected by the Schumann resonance. I believe it's in my FAQ playlist. Or go like he explains to all the new people and go through his videos, oldest first to newest. And you can even ignore the last 100 because, like he says, he's arguing with trolls and other people. But the information is there. I highly encourage you to go to Angry Catfish Briggs, sort his videos by oldest first, and start there. Every answer you could possibly think of has been answered. And if you've gone through all those videos and you have questions that haven't been answered at that point, you could still get them answered. But you got to do the work first because it's kind of hard to discuss a topic that where not everyone's on the same page as far as knowledge level. So, you know what I mean? That's not a knock on anybody. That's just saying, like, you're talking about, it's the same thing with sports, football, soccer. It doesn't matter. I mean, trying to talk to someone who's not interested about sports, like me, I couldn't care less. Talking to me about sports is not gonna help, or you're not gonna get a conversation out of that. So, except for me to say, sorry, I don't follow sports at all. So, that's the reason why I say that. it's not a knock on people. All right, well, I've said enough. The point was the video, and it was a good opportunity to have a lot of information combined into one video. Obviously, not everything. That's just, I don't think you could compress anything down to a few hours. So it would take hours and hours and hours of video, and people don't want to watch 15-minute videos. How are we going to get something that's 8, 9, 10, 12 hours long? So, anyways, happy Sunday.